Deb Cooper with the Canine Chronicle, bringing you a Table Talk Live update from Day 3, the 146th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. I ran into Cruz. How amazing that is.
Amazing for me, too.
As a past female vice chair of the American Kennel Club Board of Directors, 2 terms as a board member, I believe, one of which was the only female board member.
Yeah, for about 18 months, I was the only female.
How did that all work for you?
First of all, I didn't realize I was the only female because it should be gender neutral. So I worked with 12 other great board members who are sent by their clubs, sent and elected by their delegates to serve. And I was thrilled to be able to work with them. They were wonderful. And when my turn came to be elected the vice chair, it was unanimous, and that was very gratifying.
Well, and we were very lucky to have you. So not only were you the first female vice chair and a female board member, you were a very productive one. Specifically, there were a few initiatives that you were responsible for bringing to the board and getting passed. Why don't we talk about those a little bit, and let's start with 4 to 6.
4 to 6 puppies. The clubs wanted to introduce new people into the sport, and by bringing puppies into the showgrounds, they wouldn't be able to show unless they were 6 months old. Mm-hmm. So they established a 4 to 6 puppy class. For a long time, if you were a handler and brought your kids to the show with dogs that you bred, your children couldn't show because they were handlers' kids. So thanks to the collaboration of the board people, we passed the rule that these kids could show. And so now, if you come in with your dad, who's a handler, you can show in 4 to 6. And what it's doing is encouraging the junior showmanship end of it, going further. We don't have juniors, we don't have a sport.
Here we go, future of our sport indeed. So, a new initiative that I got great feedback on when I was at Woodstock last week. I think it was the first show where I was, since it's been passed, that we actually had the bred by exhibitor classes split puppy and adult. So it's under 12 months and 12 months and over,
yes.
Right? How did that come about?
I was at a dog show. As a board member, we got to travel, and people would approach me and say, I'm so excited. I just showed my young dog in bred by exhibitor. I'm going to work towards a medallion, meaning that their points for championship had to all come out of the winners class, but you had to get your blue ribbon to get to the winners class from the bred by exhibitor class. Mm-hmm. So when the man found out that his puppy that he showed in the puppy class made him ineligible for the bred by medallion, I went to the board and I said, this is ludicrous. I mean, he's showing a bred by, why can't we have that? Mm-hmm. And again, a collaborative board took it to the committees. The committees liked it. They refined it to some degree, sent it back to the delegates, and it was voted on in December. And so now clubs can opt in for that class if they want to. And it is an opt-in, like all the other classes. There's only 2 classes that are required for AKC all bred shows, and that's American bred and open. So when a club opts in for puppy or for novice or for puppy bred by or bred by exhibitor, those are all non-required classes unless the club decides they want to offer the ribbons for it.
I will tell you that the feedback that I got was overwhelming in Woodstock. And primarily, like one individual said to me, it was so refreshing to not have to choose. I have a couple of dogs, and I could show them both in bred by.
Absolutely.
Instead of showing a puppy and a more mature,
absolutely.
I could show them both in bred by. So it's really been received positively. And if there's any club people out there, I strongly urge you opt into this option, because the breeders are really they're the sustenance of our sport, and that kees them going, and they love it. They really love it. So congratulations on doing it.
I showed Afghans, and I couldn't show a 9-month-old Afghan against the 3-year-old Afghan. It looked like it was out of...
Right.
Okay.
It didn't have hair. I mean, it's never going to have hair at 9 months,
Whereas a 9-month-old Chihuahua can walk in and no one would know the difference or even question the age. So that's one of the pluses on it. And when it was voted on, I had parent club delegates tell me that their own national had already signed on. They were waiting for it to go through. So a lot of national clubs are doing it at their specialties, which is a big deal. So I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about it.
So not only have you been the vice chair and a board member, but I believe you're also an accomplished writer as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a member of Dog Writers. I had my special seat last night at the table since 1969. Don't tell anybody. Used to string for the...
You started when you were a baby.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you listened to God's ears. I started with Walter Fletcher as a stringer for New York Times. Then it went to the old Long Island Press, the New York Post, and Newsday. So they honored me back about 2 years ago with the Dog Writers Hall of Fame, which is a rarefied group with the Bob Maxwell and Debbie Lawson, and all the people from the old Philadelphia Inquirer and the Times. So, you know, I was thrilled to death. You know, tears come to your eyes when you're doing something that long, and they all stand up. It's very, very gratifying.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of the Fancy, thank you for everything you've done, because you have made such great strides, and all of the initiatives that you've worked so hard for have been, you know, so well received, and we really appreciate it, because it's no small task.
I like to think I did my homework by reaching out to the clubs and doing my homework, but I couldn't have done it without the other 12 members in the board.
Absolutely.
And the staff at AKC that helped me word properly the right things and go through everything I needed to do. So thank you, Debbie. This was great. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.